And so the Europa League group stage finishes with Wolves 4, Besiktas 0. I think if you'd have offered that at the start of the group stage, and if you'd have offered what has happened in the group stage, I think Wolves fans would have bitten your hands off. I think we've been really, really good throughout this group stage. And if you take the mistake from Bennett against Braga in the first game out of the equation, if you take away that second half performance or that spell in the second half against Braga away, we win that group. And it's just, it was unfortunate because we were winning the group up until the last 15 minutes as well, thanks to some, heroics from Slovan Bratislava in that game. But eventually Braga went on and won 4-2. So it wasn't to be, and that puts us into the harder side of the group and the draw for the knockout stages, because there's a possibility we could play one of the teams who will drop down from the Champions League. So it could be Inter Milan or Salzburg or Benfica or Ajax, who are huge, huge European giants. And it would be an amazing evening at Molineux, but it could also be one of the group winners. So it could be Celtic or Espanyol or somebody like that. So it's going to be very, very interesting tomorrow to watch the draw. Let me know in the comments down below who you want Wolves to get. Do you want the easiest draw? Do you want Wolves to go far, or do you want the biggest teams? Part of me really wants to see Wolves play against a huge team and Inter Milan and get to play in the San Siro for the only time, I think, before it gets knocked down in a year or so. But there's also part of me that thinks against these big teams, against an Inter Milan or an Ajax, that Wolves might be able to squeak through. Wolves will have the home leg first as well because of the finishing second. We have to play at home first, which will be on the 20th of February. So it's quite a long break now until we play in the Europa League again. But I'm really excited, and today's performance as well, more so, has made me excited for longer in the future, because some of the performances from the younger boys today was absolutely superb. We've got to start with Oscar Burr. We saw him for that fleeting glimpse in 2018 against Hull when he scored that goal with the craziness at right back, with Doherty suspended, Bennett too slow, Cavallero too wild, and then Oscar Burr came on and showed his obvious natural ability and understanding of that position in that game. But today he was superb and right, really deserved his assist for the last goal and for Jota's hat-trick. But he just looked assured. He looked really good on the ball, and he's a really young player as well. Great hairstyle, which he's obviously copied me, which is great. But I really liked him. Neto as well. Watching him develop is going to be a very, very exciting prospect for Wolves. When he came in the summer, I think there was a lot of question marks over why we'd sign him and Jota. Jota he's not at the same level as Neto, but has shown that he's capable. But Neto is going to be one of the most exciting players in the world, I think. And I do mean the world. I think he's got aspirations to be a top player. And I think that at Wolves we will develop him in the correct way, and he'll go on to succeed. I'm very, very excited about him. The good part of today's game happened in the second half. The first half was very, very drab and disappointing, really. But understandable, because we'd switched back to the 5-3-2 formation, which has not worked as successfully this season as the 3-4-3. And as soon as they switched to the 3-4-3, they brought Jota on for Neves. And as soon as it happened, Wolves scored with Jota's first touch. Jota as well, fantastic little cameo. I don't know off by heart. I don't know the history of Wolves off by heart, but I reckon that was the fastest hat-trick by a Wolves player. Although I reckon Bully probably scored a couple of very, very quick ones back in the 90s and late 80s. But let me know if you know the stats and the facts, or if you've heard on the radio perhaps that if it was or not. But it's a fantastic cameo, and the best of Jota as well. I think at the moment he's turned himself into a bit of a poacher, where that's, in the 6-yard box or penalty area, he's a beast. But one-on-ones and stuff like that, I think he's still got a little bit of time to work on. But hopefully these goals will boost his confidence, and he'll start to take those chances like we know that he can do, because he has done it so in the past. I don't want to point any faults out, but Cutrone, I don't know. I'm still not sure about him. And there was rumours this week about Bologna being interested in taking him because they don't think that he's had a fair shot at Wolves. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him, but I can see it a little bit like Dendoncker, but just because of the extra competition, he's had to play to give Jimenez a bit of a break. But I don't know, maybe it'll click for him one day. He took his goal against West Ham last week really well, so maybe it'll start to click soon. And as well, the midfielders that came on, Otasowie and Taylor Perry, to consider that we'd taken off Jota, Dendoncker and Neves from that midfield three and put on two young lads. The game didn't really suffer for that. I thought they played really well for the little 10 minutes that they had. Otasowie came really close with his header that was just clipped the top of the bar. Very, very exciting prospects at Wolves at the moment, and in most positions as well. And I would to come back to Oscar Burr, who I think for me was the standout performer today. From the younger players, I think Neto was my overall man of the match because of how well he played. But we've been talking on various podcasts and Wolves content this week or so about what positions would you want to strengthen, and right wing back is the one that always comes up. But I don't know now, because I think Oscar Burr, I know it's only a one-off and he might have had an amazing game, and usually he's maybe not quite as consistent as his performance today showed. But if he's capable of performing like that at a regular basis, I think that he could provide good cover for Traore and for Doherty in that right wing back position, because I think he looked like a pretty well-rounded player. But anyway, I've waffled on for quite a long time this evening. I hope you've enjoyed your day and you're looking forward to Christmas and stuff. Please check out the other videos on the channel with the Month of Nuno series. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again on Sunday for a match review on the Tottenham game. Hopefully 3 points and continuing our unbeaten run. What a fantastic start to the season it's been in all competitions. So we've only lost, I think, 4 games from the start of the season in all competitions is superb. I mean, the fact that we can name them probably is just unbelievable, considering how far we've come. Unbelievable. Anyway.
Buzzing down the chip shop, by now you must have heard. The Wolves, I'm going to Wembley, buzzing either word.